Hello, I'm here. I'm back on YouTube and I haven't been for a long time, and I know I said it on my last video, which I think is almost a half a year ago, that it was because I was dealing with getting over COVID, and that's the case. But I can happily say that I am back in the feel-good season of life and I'm loving it. I've been hiking and jogging and getting ready to take camping trips and hunting trips and all those kinds of fun things, and it's been great. But today we're going to do a garden tour. And I'm looking so forward to showing you all the lovely things. We have baby animals, we have a puppy, we have, fruit is on. The garden is a little wild though, because normally it's behind, and then where it's at is hitting the heat of the summer. So then that is making it so that things are misbehaving compared to what I'm used to. And the reason they're behind is because we had rain upon rain upon rain all of June. And so I think I have some video footage of that. If I do, I'll put it here.
It's crazy.
I'm just loving my hoop. It isn't as full as last year because these little sweet peas that are now in bloom are just starting to get their bloom. They should get another foot taller or so, and then it'll start to close in this side. But I did plant a jasmine bush down there on that side, and then we got our scarlet runner beans, which also got a late start because everything was wet. But they're starting to catch up now, which is kind of nice. It's just so pretty. This is getting to be a favorite spot because I have multiple blooming sunflowers that are starting to come on, and calendulas and sweet peas and little Johnny jump ups that I've planted myself, and my zinnia. All of this stuff has started from scratch. The jasmine is on the back side there, so it'll eventually be a permanent perennial that stays on my doubled hog panel loop. And this year I did my own hanging baskets, and they're all around, and they're looking pretty sad because it's the heat. We're in a heat wave right now. I think we're in our second week of 100-degree weather, but I'm not complaining because it rained all of June and it was no fun, no bueno. So it's been fun out here to mix the food and the flowers and stuff. A bunch of stuff is going to seed and going to seed early, but it's still pretty. So here's the white zinnia and the Johnny jump ups and the calendula over to the sweet peas. And they are looking lovely. They're kind of growing inside attaching to the sunflowers as much as they are to the railing. And I have some some cosmos. So over here I have scarlet runner beans mixed with alyssum. There is, I think this flower is related to either the marshmallow or the hibiscus flowers. I have these coming up self-starting everywhere, and I have a rose bush that needs to be trimmed back in here, and it will slowly grow up this whole thing. And then the scarlet runner bean, which of course has beans on it, which I didn't realize for a long time that this wasn't just a flower, it's actually a flowering plant. I had a friend, because the beans have a little bit of a fuzz texture to them, and but they're very sweet and very yummy. So there's enough in here I can actually get enough for a stir fry or something. So that'll be fun. I'll get some of those harvested out. And then back here is my tomato bushes, and I have probably like 6 or 7 of them back here. And around here, I don't know very many people who even have their tomato bushes up and going this year because of the extreme rain. Most places didn't even sell starts this year because the starts, in order to beat the rain, they had to keep them inside for way too long, and so they just outgrew their pots, and it wasn't a lovely thing. So, but I didn't know if I was going to get any, but I'm starting to have like the cherry-sized tomatoes are green and they're about that big, so it's going to be good, and I'm looking forward to that. And I wasn't sure if I was going to get that this year. One of the things that I saw on an old video that I was going to post and then didn't quite get around to it is this area underneath my tomatoes has, I was using grass clippings from our yard as the mulch. And you can kind of see it at the base. I'm going to use my peas to point right down there. Down in there, you can kind of see where it's old spent grass clippings as what's kept keeping the moisture trapped at the base of the soil, which is keeping the worms happy, which is keeping the plants happy. And it's a wonderful, wonderful orchestra of things. There's a blueberry buried in there, and some more radishes. Here's my greenhouse, which I've been using a little different thing this year. I've been using these big trays to plant different kinds of flowers, some annual, some perennial. I got some salvia and verbena and carnations mixed with some cosmos and lavender and zinnias. And then in the back there, I got some really stunted eggplant and tomatillos. And then an actual fairly successful pepper, which you can kind of see right there, and you'll see it compared to my other ones. But it's definitely warm in here and cute and fun, and it's been it was a hideaway for sure in June when it was so wet. Just soaking in the prettiness and the beauty. Pretty soon we'll be back into winter, and last winter was long enough. There's baby tadpoles inside that container that I've been sending videos to some of my friends as kids. Strawberry patch did pretty good this year. After I got on top of the slugs, there were so many extra slugs with the added rain. These are my so sad bell pepper, or different kinds of peppers. I actually have eaten a couple peppers off of them, but they are looking really sorry. And it's because we just have enough sun this week to get them to thrive. I'm not sure yet if I'll even get fruit off of them because they've lost so many blossoms already. They're pretty stunted. I just love it when my space starts to get that wild, jungly, can't see the steps that you're walking for. Look, got the creek down there looking lovely. Blackberries, that whole bank of blackberries is really close to coming on, and I'm planning on freezing a bunch. I froze up a bunch of my rhubarb, and I like it frozen. I just cut it up and freeze it and then put it in the smoothies with other berries and stuff for the nutrition. Those spent flowers right there are actually, what are those? Just parsnips that went to seed, and I used them in my bouquets. There's kind of a bare patch there too. I'll have to fill in soon. I planted these cabbages last year in the fall, and because this is so shaded back here, they're still working on it. But I do have some beans that are growing up on that little square thing, and this is it looks like dill, but it's actually fennel going to seed, and there's some nice fresh young ones in there too. And but it's time to take some of this out. I had garlic all through here, and I haven't replanted it, but I think I'm going to try for some late beans. We have such a lovely space here, and I just love it, and it's been such medicine for me. I've been looking for different pockets of joy to feel encouraged and refreshed, and learning how to just sit and be still. It does help that I have baby bunnies and baby chickies and a new puppy and a pair of cayuga ducks. There's my lilies and dahlias in there, and a bunch of other little things hiding away. That's the potato bed from the backside, and the brassicas again. And that little space with the hoops down there is my sole corn. There's like 10 stalks of corn that are literally up to they're not even up to my knee yet because of all the missing sunshine. But they're making up for it. We'll see if we can get one dinner out of it. That'd be great. That's where all my cucumbers are, and I thought they were going to get powdery mildew before they actually, I have some powdery mildew here. I'll show you what that looks like. It's pretty obvious, and sometimes it can stunt or kill off a plant before it has a chance to fruit. So that's my flower bed over there. I got some purple cone flowers and echinacea and some artichokes, and Tim is sitting there reading my book because he's just so cute, isn't he? and he's actually cooking some fish on the Weber. I think that's what that Weber, the charcoal briquettes, makes the best fish fillet. And I'll be showing you some of our fish videos next. And when we get done with the fish video, I'll actually explain what I was talking about leeks. You'll see. But there's the baskets that I made that are kind of scrawny, hanging baskets with some hollyhocks. And down here you can see where I've added the grass clippings to mulch this area after pulling out a whole bunch of flowers that were spent. There's some peonies and sweet williams and lamb's ear there, and that spiky stuff there is chard that's gone to seed. So I definitely have a lot of room to get some more elbow grease out there, but I've just only been back to my garden for a couple of weeks, and it's been slow going to take it back over. And but I'm just so happy to be healthy enough to do it and have the energy to keep up with it, and also just appreciating it. Up here next is the Scarlet runner beans in a tower. I like that. They usually are yard-long beans, but those didn't weather the June rains. Nasturtiums. I actually have some dahlias that'll be full bloom here pretty soon. It'll be lovely. There's the leeks, so I will be talking about those next here. But first, I gotta show you our fishing adventure.
Start backing up a little bit. Start backing up a little bit. And slowly pull him. He's ready to come in. Just do it slowly. Don't step on my fish, and then watch where you're going. There you go. Come on, birthday girl. He's hooked good, just don't do anything sudden. Want me to help land him now? Is your arm getting tired?
Yeah, I got a burn, man. Fish burn.
Oh, there he is. All right, tell us, how did it go? Tell us your fight.
Oh, my muscles are shaking. I need to set him down.
Wait, lift him up. Somebody's sneaking down the trail to steal my spot. It's just big. Hi, what are you doing way back here? Whoa. Go ahead.
Whoa!
He's taking line. Holy cow, he decided to make a run. Whoa, he's ripping it. Okay, now when it goes slack, reel. Yeah, now he's going across.
My husband Tim knows all the tricks to catch these monster fish, and he's been taking us one at a time. It's been quite a year.
Top of the water.
Woo!
How's he doing?
He's just breathing. Oh gosh!
He was ready.
So these are the Leek Pom-Poms, and at the bottom, so one from last year I let go to seed, dropped all of its seed here, and this is my harvest for this next year. It will make some great yummy soups, and I like it when they're young and tender, but I also like the pretty pom-pom of the overgrown plant. I also use my rabbit manure to fertilize this area, and I planted some fresh beets in there and some kale and some chard. But that pile of brown right there is where I chop and dropped weeds so that I could actually just continue the process of protecting my soil and growing more. I thought I would show you the honeybee getting in here on this, the Leek Pom-Pom. So this is what the mature leeks look like. See all those little puffy things? That's what I was trying to show you, but cut out of the video. See, they just love it. There's some over here with active bees on them. Thanks for listening to me and letting me show you my space. I've been doing a few other things. I was harvesting rose petals for rose petal tea, and I like to put it with several flavors. Sometimes I put it with ginger and raspberry leaf and the chamomile that I'm going to harvest later. And I definitely found that my getting better process, the nutrition from the food, was such a big deal. And so I just encourage you to do all those things to take care of yourself. I know that even making these videos has just been making me smile my head off, and in itself it is worth it. And it feels like I'm hanging out with a bunch of friends who understand and know the joy of all of this green and lush. And you know, I still haven't even shown you my lavenders over there. I got to harvest that all up before it gets done for the season, and it's just so good to feel good. It's so good to feel good. Please forgive my technical difficulties right here. I was trying that speaker that's on my neck there, and it was cutting out, and so it left me these great big blanks that I have to work with. But I was waxing poetic about the beauty of the garden and feeling refreshed and covered. And then I was going to show you and talk to you about my books. You can see me put the rose petals away, and then you know, it's never something I want to take for granted, having the new books out. And I've been getting a lot of good feedback on the second one, even more so than the first. So the ribbon is new, and I just turned in the third one, and the fourth one is the one I'm working on right now. So the third one is entered editing process, and they're just really, really fun stories. There's actually a little bit of gardening in each one too. It's actually kind of funny how that actually rolls over in there. But there's some more stuff that I'm gonna be tagging on to the end of this video. I want to introduce you to our puppy, Ruby Lou. And I got captured a little late night croaking frog video that I want to show you. And then we went hiking. I went hiking with the dogs up in our local area that was swept by the fires this last spring. And I just wanted to give you a glimpse of that. And there will be the next video will have, you know, the babies, all the other babies that we have that I haven't shown you yet. But there's some exciting, fun family news on the end of this one that is, in my opinion, the best news of the entire video. So hopefully you'll hold on and hang out for that too. But I appreciate you guys watching and coming out for this. It's such a monumental thing to come back to it. It's been so long. And I was like, it was rusty. It was hard work to get it out there and to try. And I'm sure what I'm talking about here is a sense of finding hope and faith and love, the nice side of life. You know, that's part of the gardening. It was easy to look around and see way more work than I could keep up with at the time, because it's only had 2 months of my attention, and there's nothing lonelier than a garden without the gardener. So that's why I put the bunnies in there, so that they make me get out there to feed them, because then I accidentally end up working in my garden more often than I would intend to do. And losing a day in the garden is I'm having no complaints. So soaking up the long days and practicing being still and resting, and of course enjoying the season that I'm in, because I can. It's actually pretty great. So here comes Ruby Lou. I'm going to put some clips together from when she was a little bit littler, and then you'll see her up to now. The one with her swimming in the creek was just when this video was made. So she's just shy of 5 months old, and a doll. We just love her. She's a gentle little thing. She's very, very people friendly. She's very social, and so just enjoying the new puppy adventure. Here she is. Introducing Ruby Lou. There you go. Go get it. She's gonna swim for it. She's getting it though. Good job. She's getting better at that. Yeah. I can't drink the water at the same time.
Well, you try to hold this stick in your mouth and not drink water. Come on,
oh, no. Go get it. Go get the stick. Go get the stick. Go get the stick. There you go. Good girl.
Fix your ear, Bobby. Bring it here. Where is it? Oh, it's getting you now. Here, let's fix your ear. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Good girl. Good girl.
Good job. Go get it. Good job. Did you get the stick? Come on, Ruby. Go leave her alone long enough she can get out of there. Nothing like a good puppy to hang off your jowls.
Hello.
He's got one on right now.
Trying to lay right in that rapid. in. Trying to ease him over. Even rapid, he's trying to get this rapid.
Yeah.
It's not what it is. I have to move this pole. I don't know if that other pole. There we go. There it goes.
Yeah.